Let's talk about this story. Millions of South Africans are in desperate need of jobs. Currently, 12.5 million people in our country are unemployed. But what can someone living in a township do if there are no prospects or few of them? The South African Informal Traders Alliance has a big plan to change that employment landscape. Saita wants to create 1 million jobs by 2023. Well, let's discuss this further now with the Alliance's head of Economic Development Forum, David Venter. David, good afternoon. You're coming to us this afternoon as we're talking to you, as we are breaking the story about the UK travel ban list. Any comment from you? I mean, you are, after all, the Informal Trade Association's head of Economic Development.
Dan, good afternoon, and good afternoon to all the viewers. Brilliant news for us. I mean, our arts and culture division, as you could well understand, within the informal sector, that's very reliant on tourists to come into this country, have been severely impacted. And when we heard about the initial ban, we're thinking you had COVID, we had lockdown, and now this ban is continuing during the festive season. Now, how are we going to assist our members, our traders? So when you broke that news now, it's a relief off of our shoulders. So yeah, that is very, very good news.
Okay, that's brilliant to get that initial reaction from your side. Now, creating 1 million jobs in the informal sector by the year 2023, when I saw this, I thought, is this possible?
Dan, I think everybody we say that to is saying you guys are crazy, and I could just be very blunt about it. But I think just before we talk about the strategies, let me just give you and give our viewers just a quick overview of the informal sector in South Africa. In 2017, Stats SA released that the informal sector is made up of 1.8 million informal businesses. So what is an informal business? It's a business, someone working from home, an unregistered business, or even a registered entity, but it's not operating as a formal business. So there was 1.8 million of those in 2017 as per Stats SA. With COVID, we've lost a further 1.5 million jobs estimated. Now, we estimate about 65 to possibly 70% of the people that have lost their jobs due to COVID have had to resort to another means of creating income. So where do they go? They start informal businesses. So the journey of, or the process of becoming a sole proprietor, which is more of a formal state. An informal business is someone that is trading, but they're not a registered entity. So we're estimating this number to be in the region of 2.5, close on to 3 million informal businesses operating in South Africa today. Not to mention that we employ close on to 30% of total employment in South Africa is employed in the informal sector. So it's important to understand the scope of the sector. It's important to understand the scope of the sector, because that would give context to why we're talking about and saying that we can indeed create 1 million jobs. This was a well thought out key strategy, but I also want to state we're not doing this alone. This is not just Saita. This is together.
I mean, such a huge. To reach such a huge target of 1 million jobs by 2023, it cannot be done alone, and you're going to need a very effective strategy. So you'll need partners. Are you getting support?
I must say, Dan, yes. And I mean, I want to state this. We are getting very good support from our government. And, I want our viewers to also be aware that many times we talk about what the government is not doing. Very seldom we talk about what they are. We work very closely with the Small Enterprise Development Agency, SEDA, Small Enterprise Finance Agency, SEPA, recently now with the IDC, Industrial Development Corporation. And there are a lot of projects out there to help and assist in stimulating the economy. But we have found that working closely with these partners as the informal sector, working with government, we can indeed deliver a much bigger return on the investment in terms of this economic recovery strategy which government is looking at. But together with that, we're working very closely with major national corporates, because a lot of the corporates understand that there's a new market, there's a new economy, and the informal sector is where they want to penetrate. So by bringing formal businesses into the informal economy, we are then creating opportunities for employment, and we are stimulating economic growth in the townships and within our rural communities.
What areas of informal trade here are we talking about? Just give our viewers a sense, because if an informal trader would then be able to employ others, it should be good news for the economy. If they are able then to be banked as well, as you've said, that should help the economy.
100%, Dan. We work across all 9 provinces. Okay, so we work across every single province in South Africa. However, we have very exciting news, and thank you so much to you and to eNCA for seeing our media release and flighting this. We have launched that now in KZN and Gauteng. The reason we've launched this campaign in those 2 provinces is because they've been hard hit by the looting that has happened in KZN and Gauteng. So we're working very closely with the Industrial Development Corporation in making grant funding available to these traders, or to our informal traders in those provinces. But we're also working very closely with banks that's coming to assist in creating business banking accounts, which talks on the journey of formalization. We're working very closely with service providers such as Vodacom, that is providing point-of-sale devices, which has a direct impact on the trader's income. And from a bank point of view, we're working with Absa Bank. They are assisting, with our traders and prepared to do financial education, in assisting in budgeting and the importance of banking, because when you bank, you start having access to finance. And we're working very closely with SEED and SEFA, that's also working and supporting our businesses in those provinces.
Yeah. No, it will be a pleasure to talk to you in a few months' time to see how the progress, what kind of progress you are making, and as you expand as well to other provinces. I mean, that's a huge target, and 1 million jobs by the year 2023. Good luck to you. We'll touch base again in the near future. That's Saita's head of Economic Development Forums, David Venter.